There's a lot of misinformation about creatine, I think, and we get a lot of clients asking us, how do I take it? How much should I take? Cut a long story short, I'm not doing the marathon anymore, which is really annoying. You know, we have 108 clients in the business at the moment, starting to really appreciate how effective hiring good people and growing a good team is. Okay, people, back on the YouTube, gonna give you all a little bit of an update with me in terms of training, nutrition, where I'm at with business. That's kind of the reason that I haven't uploaded in a few weeks, just because I've been absolutely slammed, which is obviously a good position to be in. But just gonna do a little bit of a tour of the apartment. I did actually put this on my last video, but that was pretty much before I'd sorted everything. So one bed in downtown, moved from a place called JVC, just fancied a little bit of an upgrade, to be honest. Wanted to be in a more kind of inspiring environment. And for anyone who's ever, you know, got property and rented in Dubai, it's obviously quite a big thing to take something for a year. So I've got this for a year from December 23 to 24. So just a one bed, nice little open plan kitchen, workspace in the middle here. Might look at getting a standing desk at some point. Obviously got the L-shaped couch. This was fully furnished when I moved in, which was great because I didn't want to have to deal with the stress of getting all the stuff. Obviously nice TV, and then decent sized little balcony here. So this is where I do my first work block of the day. Sit there, respond to messages, get a tan. But yeah, unreal view. So for anyone that knows Dubai, the Burj Khalifa is literally just around there. You can't see it from the building, but that's the fountains there. And then you've got Business Bay over there. So that's where I do a lot of my running. That's actually where I did my first marathon a couple of months ago. So yeah, couldn't be happier with it. And I'll just show you the bedroom quickly. Well, standard little bathroom, just usual, nice bath. Haven't used it yet. And then bedroom. It's essential that we keep it clean at all times. I do have the cleaner come in once a week, always before we do a session with Mark, before we get the content so it's looking fresh. But yeah, that's it. Couldn't be happier with it. As I say, I've got it for a year and I'll probably look to extend it. So there we go. Okay, so main purpose of this video is, as I said before, give a bit of an update as to where I'm at. Most of my content on Instagram is kind of purely educational and surrounded, well, kind of around our clients, but I do want to document my own journey on this channel. I think it's just cool to look back on and see where I was at in different points in time. Obviously, I started the YouTube when I was in Marbella in summer, and I've been kind of drip feeding videos since then. So gonna go over nutrition first, training, and then work. So thought I'd just give you an honest look at my fridge at the moment. Now, I will say, living in Dubai, I do not cook nearly as much as I did in the UK, just because the cost of buying fresh food is basically the same as kind of eating out and ordering healthy alternatives. But I do, you know, make a couple of staple meals per day. So this is literally how I was looking at the moment. I haven't changed anything. So obviously water, always bottled. You can't drink the tap water here. Staple protein source at the moment, just got pulled chicken and lean beef burgers, eggs, egg whites. Then I'm big on my fruits. So we've got apples, watermelon, pineapple, and then we've got some kind of stir fry mix there. A few little sauces, dark chocolate, and that's pretty much it. Obviously we've got all the condiments, all the seasonings, which will make fairly quote unquote bland food taste much better. But as you can see from that, like, my diet is literally just, it's whole foods, it's lean protein sources, good quality carbs, got more in there, basically just rice, oats and bagels. So keep it very, very clean. And that's kind of what I've realized over the last kind of 8 months, I would say, from doing my photo shoot prep, is just appreciating how good quality whole foods make you feel, how they fuel your performance. I've never been someone to eat unhealthily and eat a lot of junk food, but certainly when I was younger I used to eat more. And right now, like, my main focus is my physique, it's my training, it's my work, it's operating at a high level. And I've just found the more kind of processed foods you eat, you just feel sluggish when you're trying to work. So at the moment it's very much just whole foods, good quality. Probably eat out once a day, but not in, like, you know, restaurants and stuff. It'll just be picking things up from cafes and stuff like that. So that's all good. And I thought I'd run over my current supplement stack as well. It's really nothing excessive whatsoever. I just kind of keep it to the basics. So I'll take a whey protein powder pretty much every day at the moment. That will go in with my oats in the morning. First thing, that's the first meal I have: blueberries, dark chocolate, oats, and whey protein. This supplement here is a pure carb source from a company called Everybody's. They sent me this, not sponsored, but actually really, really good product. So I'll basically just take this before a long run on the weekend if I'm not wanting to actually get any food in the tank before. Just don't really have an appetite in the morning, but it's a really good slow releasing carb source there. And then the absolute goat of all supplements, creatine monohydrate. I've taken that for almost 8 years, every single day. Did want to touch on that, to be honest, because there's a lot of misinformation about creatine, I think, and we get a lot of clients asking us, how do I take it? How much should I take? So people seem to think it's a pre-workout. It's not. It's a loading agent. What it does is it allows you to draw more water into your muscle, and the more water that you have in your muscles, the more potential that you have to perform better in terms of strength and endurance. So 3 to 5 grams a day, every single day. Time of day is irrelevant, and make sure that you are drinking, I would say, at least 2.5 liters of water if you're going to take this, because if you're not drinking enough water, it can potentially be damaging on your kidneys. But it is the most studied supplement on the market. It's completely safe. As I say, I've taken that for 8 years. A lot of the companies will advise you to do what they call a loading phase, which is essentially where you take up to 4 to 5 times the recommended daily dose every day. That's essentially just to make you go through your tub quicker, so you need to buy another one. So 5 grams a day every day, simple as that. The other thing that I've started taking over the last 4 months is a gut health supplement from a company called Seed. Again, not sponsored. I just saw it on Instagram and I started taking it. I think it works out at about £40 a month, and I've noticed less bloating, better digestion since I've started taking it. Obviously, correlation doesn't prove causation, but I think it's worth taking. I had really bad food poisoning back in April from a restaurant in Dubai, some dodgy chicken, and I felt like my gut was pretty fucked since then, to be honest. So I started taking this, and it's definitely better. And the last thing that I will always take, which is essential in whatever climate you're in, but obviously in Dubai when we're sweating more, I'll take an electrolyte formula from a company called Humantra. Shout out Charlie. Really, really great products. Again, a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it. So I will take one of these in the morning first thing, and I'll also take one in the afternoon, and that kind of gives me a little bit of boost of energy when I'm doing my afternoon work blocks. I think a lot of people will kind of get dehydrated in the afternoon and they don't realize. So that's the supplement stack. In terms of the actual nutrition and calories that I'm running at the moment, I'm in a fat loss phase, looking to do a photo shoot middle of February. So I've been in a little bit of a deficit, and in terms of calories, it's pretty simple for me at the moment. I'm basically just eating 2,600 calories per day, every single day. That is very low for me. I've actually never tracked that low in my life. Don't generally go below 3,000, which is probably where my maintenance is at. In the past, when I was doing more running, I used to do higher calorie days, lower calorie days, but at the moment, I'm lifting 4 times a week and I'm running twice a week. So it's just easier to just have that kind of consistent calorie intake through the week. But I'm still eating out pretty much every day. I'm managing it, just making sure I hit the calories, hit the protein target, and make sure that I'm not going too high on fat. So that's where I'm at with nutrition at the moment. Right, next thing to go over is training. Now, this is obviously fairly correlated to the nutrition in terms of calories and stuff like that, but just got my training split up here, so I'm going to run over it. So, bit of background. I have been posting on my Instagram, but I was due to do the Barcelona marathon on the 10th of March, and I was prepping for that. I was going to try and run it in under 3 hours and 10, but I actually picked up a little bit of a niggle, not from the running. It's actually just related to an injury that I had years ago when I used to play rugby. So to cut a long story short, I'm not doing the marathon anymore, which is really annoying. But I've done a marathon, I ran a good time, I've kind of ticked that box, and to go back into the middle of a marathon prep after having an injury just wouldn't be a good decision. And my training, my fitness is my business really, so I can't afford to be getting a proper injury. So basically what I did was, when I realized I wasn't gonna run that, just switch the focus. So I've arranged a photo shoot for February, so basically focused on just improving my physique and getting leaner for that. I have actually picked up the running again. I'm doing 2 a week, but I'm pretty much just using that as a tool to drop some body fat, and obviously because I enjoy it. So main focus at the moment alongside the diet is strength training, just really trying to I'm not going to build muscle in deficit, but just really filling out my muscles and bringing up the weak spots. So my training split at the moment is I do 4 heavy strength sessions a week. So on a Monday, I will do a push and pull, so a bit of chest and back. That's focused on, movements such as heavy incline dumbbell press, T-bar rows, pull-ups, some shoulder isolations. Don't do much arm work because I feel like I did that when I was younger and brought them up. And then Tuesday, leg session, squat focus, so squat and lunge variations, hitting heavy back squats with some kind of functional movements to help me with my running as well. Always put core work in that on that day too. Then I'll always take Wednesday off the weights and usually do a run. Did 10k yesterday. And then Thursday today, I'm doing another push and pull session, but it's vertical focus as opposed to horizontal. So some barbell overhead press, some heavy weighted pull-ups. And then tomorrow is the last heavy strength session, which is a deadlift focused lower body day. So conventional deadlifts built up to 180 for 3 last week, and then doing hamstrings and again, some more functional stuff for the running. So my strength training is very much focused on heavy compound lifts. I've been training weights for almost 13 years now. So I just kind of stick to the basics and focus on getting strong, building strength. That keeps me lean. It helps me maintain my muscle mass. Like right now, I'm not trying to gain any size. I just want to stay lean and have that athletic look. That's very much what works for my brand and the look that I want at the moment. And alongside that, obviously running as well. But as I say, at the moment, it's just 2 a week, aerobic, nice low heart rate, purely just to burn calories at the moment and because I enjoy it. So that's the training. I absolutely love it. I've trained more in the past. Like I've done more lifting, I've done more running, but I feel like I've got a really good balance at the moment that allows me to progress my physique, get better at running, but leaves me with enough energy to work well, which is obviously the priority this year for me is to scale my business, which is what we'll get onto next. But yeah, that's where I'm currently at. So today I've got an upper body training session. In terms of work, business, just a little bit of an insight if you are new to the channel or you haven't seen much stuff on Instagram. Run a fully online coaching business. I've been coaching for almost 4 years now. The company has been fully online for almost a year and a half. Obviously started off just myself, built my client base up. I brought 2 coaches on to work with me, help me grow the brand, help me coach all of my clients that are in the company. We do primarily hybrid training, so we combine strength training and bodybuilding and endurance to some degree. Now, obviously that's quite a wide spectrum, but to give you a bit of an insight into some of the clients that we might have guys who want to build lean muscle mass and stay functional and do, the odd run because they enjoy it. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we've got people who are actually prepping for half marathons, Ironmans, ultra marathons, and then they have strength training in their routine purely just to maintain their physique and actually complement their endurance events. So we've got a wide array of clients, but it's amazing. I've quadrupled the size of the client base and the company in the last 18 months, which I couldn't be happier about. And I'm just going through kind of different phases. I do work with a business mentor that's helped me massively. But I think the phase that I'm kind of going through at the moment is I'm starting to really appreciate how effective hiring good people and growing a good team is. So, we have 108 clients in the business at the moment. I personally look after and check in with about half of those clients, and then the coaches are responsible for communicating with the rest of them. Obviously, I oversee everything, communicate with everyone on the program, but that is the best way to kind of grow the company. And to put it simply, I couldn't do it without the other coaches. So my main focus over this year is to continue to grow the business, bring more great quality clients into the business, and potentially look at hiring a new coach and just continually improve the service, and essentially just delegate tasks that I'm not good at or I just don't enjoy, so that I can purely focus on what I'm good at, which is coaching and doing marketing and things like this. So we're kind of going through these transition phases. Well, we are going through a transition phase now where I'm having to put more money back into the business to get it to the next level. But I think by summer I'll really see the kind of return from doing that. So super enjoyable, love it. But it's 7 days a week, but it is worth it. And the kind of caliber of clients that we're working with at the moment is just amazing. I think a lot of people, when they look at business progression, will purely look at the number of clients and the amount of money that you're making. But a key metric for me with progression would be, are we actually working with the people that we want to work with, you know, are we actually getting good results? And most importantly, are those clients actually happy with the service? Like I was saying to the coaches on our call the other day, like when someone comes into the company, like that first couple of weeks is really important. Like they need to be blown away with the level of service that they receive from a programming standpoint, but also from communication from us. And like that's what I'm purely focused on this year, is just continuing to work on the team and make sure that they are offering the absolute best service to the clients that come on board. I think a lot of people get caught up in, you know, fancy shit, fancy websites, crazy softwares and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like these people are paying money because they want a result, whether that's to improve their physique, whether it's to run a PB marathon. So that's what we're focused on at the moment. But hopefully I can check back in a couple of months and we'll be further ahead than what we are now. So that's what's going on right now. So just going to round off the video, and the last thing that I'm going to talk about is structure and routine. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know, I bang on about this all the time, but it's literally so important. Like if you want to get anywhere with career, business, improving your physique, improving your performance, you have to be organized with your training, nutrition, your schedule, when you're going to have social events and things like that. So I'll run you over kind of my week at the moment. Like it is dynamic and it's ever changing, but at the moment I'll work Monday to Friday and I'll work on Sunday. So trying to take Saturday off at the moment. It's a work in progress, but I have actually managed to do that over the last couple of weeks. But Monday and Friday, I'll do check-in days. So those days are purely just focused on giving clients feedback. Obviously super important that they get that, you know, within 24 hours of when they're submitting their check-in forms, so they know that whether they need to make any changes to their training or nutrition for the week ahead. Tuesday is kind of like the day where I'll do sales calls. I'll speak to people on consultation calls, people who want to join the program, people that want to find out more about it. Wednesday and Thursday, I try and make them creative days. So I try and get all the, you know, the boring stuff out of the way and focus on the marketing and doing stuff like this, which is what I really enjoy. So yesterday, it was purely just organizing stuff for social media. I'm building out a new landing page for the website for when people start to come through some ads that we're running. And then Thursday, usually meet up with Mark, and we'll either film stuff like this or we'll go to the track or the beach and film some training content. And then Friday, as I said, check-in days. Saturday morning, I will do a little bit of work before I try and take the afternoon off. Usually go to a beach club or something like that, see friends. And then Sunday is heavy programming day. So literally that's when I write all our client programs. That's pretty much like 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. that day. It's intense, but I like to get ahead, and it means I can go into Monday knowing that I'm ahead of everyone else pretty much. So that's my structure. And as I say, I do change it, like depending on what I've got on. Like if I have friends visiting or stuff like that, or if there's more social events, I'll move things around. And obviously I've got the flexibility to be able to do that because I work for myself. But I think there's so much to be said for sticking to a strict training structure and work structure and routine. I think you'll always get the most out of yourself if you do that. So that's what I do.